Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CloudCheck. So, today I'm gonna show you my architecture. I built up one architecture and I'll be sharing that how I prepared it and now how it is functioning. So, let's begin. This particular architecture has a one VPC and two subnets, public subnet and private subnet. In public subnet, we situated one web server, and then in private subnet we situated one application server and database. And there's a one S3 bucket is also there, right? And in S3 bucket, what we did, we just paste our index file, with the index.html file, and we sync that S3 with that particular index file with our uh, web server nginx pathway. Like what I did, I just opened the EC2 instance, and then there is a folder /var www /html. So there, whatever we will be placing, that will be represent like a uh, on a web server. It will be shown as on a web server. So because that is a place for our web server to display. So I sync that file with that path. Whenever I do any modification, it will automatically sync with that path. Okay, so this is the how structure this multi-tier architecture will be working. And one more thing here, in this, I have placed one auto scaling group for web server, and load balancer is also situated there. Net gateway is there, IGW is there, security groups is there, are there, and there are too many things. Let's begin. Okay, so here we go. Firstly, I'll just walk you through with the VPC section, where there is a one VPC, this one, and CIDR is normal, like 10.0.0.16. Then we have a two subnets, like private subnet, uh, three subnet actually, public subnet for web server, then private subnet for app server, and one for database server, and those are up and running, right? And then the root tables, private and public. For private, what I did, I just mentioned the routes for this 00 to the net gateway, because private traffic should only go to the net gateway, and then local communication के लिए, like this is something 10.0.0.16. Then public via IGW, all the traffic which is coming from all the station that will target at this point, and for local communication we will replace that local. So these are the two, private and public. And also a subnet is also associated with private. There are two subnets, private app subnet and database subnet, and for public there's a one subnet associated, public subnet. Backup is something I'll just let you know when I'll be discussing the auto scaling group. Then I'll let you know about this backup. Currently just understand this public subnet is there. And then let's come back to the elastic IP, which is actually required for NAT gateway, because the NAT gateway need elastic IP that is associated with NAT gateway. So here, if you notice that this NAT gateway has primary, private. Let me show you where it's at. Modern tags, yeah. Subnets. Okay, so net gateway we have ID, AR, and VPC is privacy 43.204.156. This is the IP, and when I click on this 43.204.156, so same elastic IP is attached to the net gateway. Then go to the security groups. NSCLI yet not update, but we can update it. For security group, this is very important. Please do understand this, because this is something which is going to be crucial, else your traffic will not flow. So for web server, firstly, all the inbound traffics will be like HTTP server on all servers. I mean, inbound, from anywhere it can just ping HTTP servers. SSH can only be placed from my IP, and then MySQLs can only be addressed with the app server, which is MySQL. Okay, this is a database security group. Then HTTPS comes from anywhere for 3. Outbound, where it can go outside. So HTTPS via only internet gateway. So these are the security group for the internet gateway. And then SSH, oh sorry, ALB, my bad. You'll notice that this is a apps, this is a ALB. Okay, coming back to point, security groups for web server, outbounds, app server. Okay, this is for app server, uh, because this is gonna communicate from a web server to app server. That is the reason we place app server as a security group here. And for SSH we placed for from my IP only. This is the web server. Then we'll discuss the app server. So app server inbound rule is gonna be like this. All this traffic will go to 22. I just open it. It's just that I need to do some configuration. Anything which is coming from the SSH, maybe you can place it from my IP. All traffic from internal communication 10.0016, and then this is something HTTP where web server is placed, and because this is going to be communicate, inbound is coming from the web server only, so HTTP and HTTPs are placed on the web server. Let's discuss the outbounds. Outbound traffic, it's coming because it's going from here, so HTTP and HTTPs can be go to anywhere, because I maybe want to download any package or something, so I place all, and then all traffic, and then MySQL's, because it's gonna be go to MySQL or database security group. Let's discuss this database security group now. So this is going to be inbound rule here, where we have now two rules placed. Inbound, which is coming from app server and web server, from anywhere it can come. So I just open it. Generally it is required for only app server, but I place the web server too. For outbound we share that all traffic, so that's how I did. And then ALB is all auto load balancer, where inbound is this, where all traffic open HTTP and HTTPS, and then outbound where it can go all traffic to all destination. So these are the all four subnets security groups configurations. And now coming back to our point where we will be discussing our rest of the things. So we are done with the security groups. So this is the VPC architecture. Now let's come back to our IGW. I think we missed that internet gateway. Yeah, here we have internet gateway. So this is only the place which is connected with the VPC. That's it. Yeah, nothing much here. And yeah, coming back to our EC2. Okay, now we need to make it change to organ back. Okay, EC2, I'll search from here. Instances, since it's changed to North Virginia, I'll have to make it again to Mumbai, because all servers are placed in the Mumbai. So you'll notice that there's a two web server and one app server is running. Two web server, why it is running? Because we placed one auto scaling group to minimum capacity of minimum desired quantity of two. That is the reason two are running. And app server is running just because of we placed it, like we created it. So that's it. I don't think we much need to discuss about it. Only that the public IP is not there for app server. However, for this web server, we place some public IP, and for the same we have one more public IP, right? Then launch template. Since launch template is gonna be create these web services which I discussed. So this is the something which I created S3 index web server. Default version 7, because I keep doing practice that one is not working, two is not working, three is not working. Then I come up with the 7. So here is I'll will just modify so that you know that what are the configuration which we need to make here. So I'll do those some modification here. So name you can place anything. Now AMI should be there, like it should be Amazon Amazon AMI, then free tier should be selected, then key pair should be selected. Then we network is very much important, that where we are placing that. So public subnet is there, and I use a web server security group for that. And then in advance, we must need to check that it is enabled or not. In my one of the case, it was not enabled, so that is the reason it was not working. So we need to check that enable is there. And then storage, we don't need to do anything. Yeah, in additional details, we need to place some booting commands, which is here. So these are the main players which are playing a vital role while downloading anything into the server, which is getting created with the auto scaling group. So has been best, everyone knows that this is, then after that yum update y, which will update our whole update all the packages. Then yum install httpd and aws cli. So http is a web server, then aws cli is only preferably used for this command. Okay, so I downloaded aws cli 2, and then start and enable the Apache systemctl start httpd, and then system enable httpd. Sync website files from the S3 to EC2. So we need to sync from whatsoever is placed in the S3, which is actually a dot index file. So what we are doing that with this command, we are just syncing those all the information here on this place, like from AWS S3 sync S3. This is the R bucket where it is placed, and whatsoever is placed into this bucket, that will be placed on this path var www.html, then index whatsoever it is, all the files will be there. So I'll be sharing that what is there. And why I'm mentioning delete, that is playing a vital role here, because delete is something when we use this command, then anything uh, which is not equal, like whatsoever it is in this place and whatsoever is this place, whatsoever are not matching, which is ununique, like like which is not common, that is going to be deleted here from here. So this command is working like that way. For that, for Apache to connect the permission, I just make some configuration into the permission chmod or 7555. So it is like from for me it is executable, then read and write, and for read and write is for rest of the people. And var html http html, this is the path, and then Apache's path, and then I also change the group Apache to Apache for this path. Restart the Apache because we have implemented so many things, so we must need to restart the http. So these are the configuration which we did while creating the our web server. And okay, that's it. So that's how its template is working. Then we coming back to our security groups. We discussed elastic IP, we discussed TPA. We only have one load balancer. Load balancer. Okay, so where here we are distinguish traffic equally because we set one target group. So this is the load balancer, and this is the DNS, and it is up and running, I think. Yeah, it is up and running. So target group, if I click here, so in target group where we have two web servers which are in healthy status, and then target is both the servers, web servers are equally divided, web servers, and running on the port number 80. So it just traffic should go equally. So these are the targets are. And health check, we checked only that both of them are working fine. On a two consecutive health check, it is, if it is gets failure, then it will create a new one. So it will say that it is unhealthy. Creating is coming from this. So auto scaling group here, where we have too many things. Okay, let's go one by one. Action, edit. So here we have a desired capacity of 2. That's the reason 2 web server are running, and then maximum 3, minimum 1. There we place that launch template, like which we created, and then we choose the version 7. Rest of, I mean, since we are creating multiple versions for that, that is the reason it was coming as 7. I mean, I deleted rest of the version because that is not needed. So if you will not delete, it will show here. So you need to choose the template, and then yeah, these are the subnets. Yeah, I was discussing earlier that when we were using that backup subnet, right? So whenever we create ASG, so we will be needing two two availability zone or maybe two subnets at least. So that is the reason we are using that backup here. Okay, so yeah, availability zone. AP South one is running network, and then best balanced application TG1 is the target group. No VPC is there. Yeah, so these are the settings for ASG. Mhm. I don't think if I'm missing here anything. Yeah, target group. Okay, let's discuss target group too because this is super important right now. Many of the stances, I mean, many of the issues coming from there only. Status should be alarming. But I got. Mhm. Okay. That much listener rules. History report will be running on that. Network mapping is fine. Alright, so I think that that is up and running, and I'm gonna show you something crazy. So it is not running, it's just that I yet not enabled. Anyone can access from directly. We can that will go from the app server, web server. No, no, sorry, AirB. So I think that's the only thing which we have today. Uh, let's share one thing. DNS name. Yeah, it's up and running. So it's yeah, S3 is there. Oh, how can I miss that? Okay, S3, which I was talking about in the initial. I was thinking I am missing something. Okay, so here we have that bucket and where all these files are places, and these files are also synced to the that place. So these are the three files which are there. Also, as I discussed that there's an app server and there's a database also. So I also created one database apart from this. Okay. Database, MySQL, I think. Hmm. So here we have a database which is up and running. If I will click on modify, you will see some settings. So common, normal as we usually create. Okay, so nothing much here. So that's it, which I had to discuss today. Thank you all for listening me patiently, and we will be coming back with some new projects. I know this particular project cost me around $1 or $2, so just because of the we are running multiple EC2 instances. So if you are creating, just create and then delete because I have been running this for 2 days just to check and check the logs like everything is working fine or not. So that is the reason I just kept for 2 days, and that cost me around $2-3. So if I click on EC2 and click on the instances, okay, we changed again from that to Mumbai. Mumbai, yeah, here we have. So these are the monitoring metrics. So seems like that there's no any failure, working fine, no any alarm here, right? CPU utilization, everything is quite well. Network in and out, everything's fine. So that's it from for now. We'll just come up with some another video. Thank you so much for your time.